Hello class. Today my demonstration will be a hair transformation. So I'll be taking my curly hair and making it straight for you and sharing with you the origins of hair straightening as well as some other tips and tricks for straightening your hair. So hair straightening actually dates back to ancient Egypt, where people would use flat irons to straighten their hairs, which often resulted in burns and injuries. It's important to note that straight hair has been sought after many different times throughout history. It's been a way to fit more into Eurocentric beauty standards, and in the 1950s, black males and females both saw an insurgence of straight hair. Two different types of straightening became popular around then. One was the hot comb, which is just what it sounds like. It was a metal comb that would be heated on the stove or in the fire or wherever they could, and it would be pushed through the hair to make it straight. The other was chemical straightening, which is a formula that would be put in the hair that would tame the curls and give you more straight hair. Nowadays, people use items like straightening irons, which both plates get extremely hot and you run the piece of hair through the straightener and it becomes straight. Mine's not hot right now. Hair straighteners have made it easy to achieve the straight look at home, but it's important to note that visits to the hair salon have been embedded into Black culture. So to begin my demonstration, I'm going to take my scarf out and I'll let you get a look at how curly my hair is. I don't have the curliest hair. I have what's thought as type 3C curly hair. So here you can take a look at the curl pattern and you can see that it is pretty far from straight. It's important to begin this process with fresh, clean hair, so that's what I'm doing now, and I'll get back with you once my hair is all washed. The next step is conditioning and detangling the hair so that it's nice and smooth and so you don't hit very many snags. The next step to straightening our hair is to get our freshly washed hair from wet to dry, and there are a couple ways to do this. One is that we can blow dry it using a blow dryer, but I lent mine out to a friend, so I can't do that. And the other is to just let it air dry, which is what I'm going to do today. I'll be applying heat with my straightener later, so it's nice to let it air dry so as not to apply more heat to the hair, because as we know, heat can be damaging to the hair. So now that it's air dried, it's going to look something like this, pretty crazy. And the next step is going to be to brush it all out to get tangles out so that the straightener runs through the strands more easily. All right, and so now that it's all brushed out, it looks even crazier. The next step is one of the most important steps, and that's to apply a heat protector. And the heat protector is just going to seal the strands, and it's basically just a spray that I use. And so it seals the strands and protects them from the heat damage of the straightener, because the straightener gets up to 400 degrees, and that can be really damaging to hair unless there is some sort of product or chemical to protect the strands. And now I'm just going to work it through with my hands. Excuse how crazy I look. Now that the heat protectors all the way work through the strands, it's about time to start straightening the hair. So I'm going to go collect my hair straightening tools and I'll be back. As far as tools go for straightening the hair, you need a hair straightener. And so I've turned mine on and it's at, let's see here, and it's at 425 degrees. And I'm just going to let it preheat. Next, you're going to need a comb with a little parter on the end, your heat protectant spray, which I've already showed you, some hair ties to section off the hair, and some bobby pins to help with the sectioning. So now I'll section off my hair into easier parts to work with. Okay, so now my hair is divided into 4 equal sections, which is gonna make it a lot easier to straighten. I'm gonna start with the back section, which we refer to as the kitchen. I'm not really sure the origins of that term, but If we draw a conclusion, it's like the kitchen is a hot, sweaty, sometimes crowded spot in the house, and the back of the hair can get the hottest, the sweatiest, the curls are the most tight back there, and it's the hardest to access. So if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. It also refers to your hair. So now that each section is divided, we can take the smaller sections and again divide them even smaller. Using a bobby pin, I'll pin up the rest of the hair to keep it out of the way, and I can work on starting to straighten my hair. So I'll show you how one piece goes. We'll take a piece closest to my face so you can see. You're going to take the straightener and you're going to put it as close to your head as possible without burning yourself. And you don't want to leave the straightener on the strand of hair too long because you can actually create way more heat damage than you need to. You want to do quick swipes through the hair, and you want to make sure that the hair is brushed first. So I'm just going to run a brush through it again just to make sure that there's nothing that's going to snag the hair to cause the straightener to sit on the hair for longer than it needs to. Here goes. And just like that, curly to straight. Okay, and here's the final product. As you can see, we went from curly to relatively straight. It took about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to straighten the entire thing, and I would say I made pretty good time. Thank you for sticking through my demonstration. Have a nice day.